welcome to Reddit on Reddit. I'm Nelson Ellingham, joined by Michael Campbell.
Hello, how's everyone?
Why is no one else talking? Oh, it's just us two.
Yeah.
Oh, that was okay. Well, this being the first episode that everybody was looking forward to, I should explain that Reddit on Reddit is basically the comment section of Reddit.
This is the equivalent to like when you're into a TV show and you tell someone to watch it and you're like, the first ones are not that good, but it gets good.
Yeah.
That's this one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We basically started like the lowest possible, so there's only way but up.
Yes.
It's
theoretically.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay, well, so we're going to jump into the first section, which is Reddit on Reddit.
I should also explain, I'm not very good at Reddit.
My first question to you was going to be, did you download Reddit yet?
No.
I found that out just like 5 minutes ago when I had your iPad and I had to download the app.
Yeah, so I'm going to be mainly going on what you tell me.
Yeah.
And then I'll just chuck my opinion in every now and then, which is very much in the spirit of Reddit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well,
don't do any research, just say what you want.
Exactly, yeah. Be very opinionated about the things you don't know about.
Oh boy, I got some opinions and I can share them.
Yeah, that's basically Reddit in a nutshell. Okay, so this first section is basically just what I've been reading.
Okay.
This week. So even though we had planned to do this probably over a week ago. Oh, it was about a week ago.
Yeah, about a week ago.
And I've been looking at Reddit stuff. Oh, what can you talk about? I think I mentioned this already, but I totally forgot to save a lot of crap. So I read a lot of interesting things on Reddit.
Yeah.
But none that I can recall.
Okay, good.
But in the past couple of days, I was like, okay, I should really save some stuff. I learned that you can save stuff. So you say you're not really a Reddit person.
No.
I'm not a Reddit person either. I've only been looking at Reddit for the past maybe month.
Okay, so this is a Reddit podcast by two people that don't really know what Reddit is.
Yeah, I don't know. But that's fine.
This is going to infuriate so many people.
There's some really hardcore Redditors. Yeah. That's what they call it. I learned that too. Redditors. Anyway. Well, maybe that's the editors of Reddit.
I don't know.
Anyway. Okay, I'm going to move on to the very first and only Reddit thread that I'd like to talk about.
So this is what you read on Reddit.
This is what I read on Reddit. It is How to Kiss a Girl in 1911.
Yes, okay.
All right, so this is basically it's like a pamphlet sort of thing.
Okay.
And it says, do you know how to kiss a girl? Then learn.
Okay, right.
Okay, so it is so bizarre, but...
So presumably in the streets of 1911, this was being handed out by...
Yeah.
Like well-to-do gentlemen to
yeah.
slovenly gentlemen?
Yeah. I think it was like a service to people. No, okay. it's not really. Okay, but I'm going to read it and then you'll see why.
Okay.
The premise, but it's almost like a joke. And then anyway, okay, let's go. All right, stand facing her.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. Step one.
You're supposed to what?
I often stand.
Who's going how do I start this?
Side on.
Yeah.
And then I have to purse my lips all the way to the side, and it gets very awkward very quickly.
Yeah.
Okay. Stand. Okay. I'm gonna write these down. Okay. Stand face on. Face on. Okay.
Okay. Do not tell her your intentions. That's a bit creepy.
Yeah.
But
once again, I stand side on and go, I'm going to kiss you now.
Yeah, that's how you normally do it.
Don't tell intention. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Do not ask permission to kiss her.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is starting to get a bit rapey vibe going on here. Look dreamily into her eyes. That's nice.
Yeah, okay. Dreamily into her eyes.
You may hold her right hand in your right hand if you wish. It is well to sigh a couple of times at about this stage of the game.
This is where I'm going wrong every time.
I know. What? Oh, I haven't been sighing.
And I've been looking longingly into her eyes.
Oh, idiot. What if she's afraid of commitment?
I know. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Whisper softly that her rosebud lips remind you of Cupid's bow.
So wait, is it that line every time?
Yeah, I think so.
So like when it's presumably when it's like the third or fourth guy, and she's like, "Wait a minute."
You guys are reading the same thing. Okay. She will probably drop her eyes and blush when you say that. Place the fingers of your left hand under her chin and tilt back her head slightly.
Wait, no, this is CPR. You're talking about the handgun grip under the chin. Is the next thing pump her chest to the beat of Staying Alive?
Yes, actually. Oh shit, I'm on the wrong thing. Oh, this is awkward.
Okay, so
That's exactly what it's like.
so place. I'm gonna act it out on myself. Place. What is it?
Place the fingers of your left hand.
Okay,
Because you're holding her
Oh yeah,
right
yeah,
hand
yeah.
with your right hand.
Yeah. Okay. So
Presumably.
yep, I've got my right hand out, my left hand, the fingers under my chin.
Yeah. And tilt back her head slightly.
Okay.
Okay, draw her gently towards you.
Okay.
Do not hurry.
Oh, okay.
Gaze deeply at the
see.
love lights which slumber in her eyes. Sigh once more. Incline your head towards hers until your lips. But wait! Do not kiss her
No.
until you know that she uses Listerated Pepsin gum. The only antiseptic gum in the world. The only chewing gum that makes it safe to kiss. If she is a Listerated Pepsin gum girl, kiss her. That is brilliant.
Yeah. Okay. So
I have not been checking with women as to whether they're a Listerated Pepsin gum girl before I've kissed them.
I'm almost certain I've kissed one that isn't.
Oh, you don't know what diseases you've got now.
Well, exactly. It sounds like it's a long way of saying grab her by the face and kiss her.
Yeah.
But sigh into her face a few times.
Yeah, it's
It's a bit like Bane in The Dark Knight when he grabs that guy by the face.
Yeah, that's right. He basically did the same thing. He didn't sign off there.
He didn't say that line, whatever that line was.
Oh yeah, that your lips look like Cupid's bow.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Oh, your lips look like Cupid's bow.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, that would be really. How does Bane make out?
I bet maybe that's why he's so angry.
He hasn't been able to kiss a girl. For
Yeah,
years.
he's got that like the guard across his face.
Yeah, that's a bit disappointing. So anyway, do you know, I actually really like that though, right? Because I think that I really like advertising. Like
Yeah.
I watch the Goober transfer. You watch Goober transfer?
I do watch the Grown Transfer.
Yeah, I really love advertising. I think it's really interesting. And to think that in 1911 they had these ads that were kind of like a bit sassy.
Yeah.
It's like I think that's really cool. They weren't just like bland and dry, which you normally see. But I was like, I'm impressed. I want to buy some Listerated Pepsin gum. What is it? Pepsin gum.
And this is from 1911.
Yeah.
That must
Actually, on the bottom of the page, it says 1916 there.
Ooh. But presumably for the time, that would have been pretty risque kind of stuff to put out.
Well, yeah, you'd think so, I guess. But I don't know. Maybe it wasn't.
Maybe they were all smutty back then.
Maybe they're all
I've seen
sweaty.
Titanic. They did it in that car.
Is that what they were doing?
Yeah.
Oh.
She was a Listerine. Because if you
see him like pull out his slip from his
you probably
pocket.
haven't seen it in a while. But before they kiss, he stands front on and he holds her right hand in his right hand. Yeah.
Okay. And he says, your lips look like Cupid's bow.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. So now it's time for Today I Learned.
Okay.
Let's play the intro to that. Today I learned. That's all right.
Yeah.
All right.
Today I learned we don't have an intro.
Yeah. Today I learned. It's good to know. Okay, so
So
Today I learned.
What is Today I Learned?
Oh, okay. So Today I Learned is basically just people write stuff, interesting things they learned that day. You know what? It pretty much just says it in the title.
Okay.
I tried to over-explain that.
But is that a thread?
Oh yeah, it's a thread.
Okay, cool.
It's often preceded by TIL.
Okay. Yep.
Today I Learned.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep. Just so you know. Okay, so the first one I saw, right?
Yes.
Was I don't know how to use this app. Okay, All right, so
we're really not good at Reddit
yeah,
podcasts.
I don't know how to do this. Anyway, okay, so somebody wrote, today I learned the Bangkok Metropolitan Police Department award police officers extra cash if they refuse to take a bribe. How do you know if they've refused to take a bribe? That was my immediate question.
Is do police officers sidle up to other police officers and go, "Yeah, you want a bribe?"
Yeah.
And they're like, "No, I'm good." It's like, "Oh no, I got this $100 for you. Just just tell me if you've taken any bribes." He's like, "Oh, I haven't." He's like, "Well done, have the $100 now because you didn't take that bribe."
Yeah. I see. That's the thing. I don't know whether it's like it has to be staged, or whether or I don't know.
Maybe people ring in complaining that they were trying to bribe a police officer. And he wouldn't, like, people were ringing up being like, I got a parking ticket, and I tried to slip him a 50 and he wouldn't have it. And his name's this and his badge number's that.
Yeah, maybe.
But I don't know. Yeah, how would you discover?
I just don't understand their system. Like, to me, it seems really flawed.
Yeah.
Because every day I'd go into it. No, I wouldn't go into work at all. I would just, like, rock up at the end of the day, be like, hey, I was swamped with the bribes today. Just turning them down left, right, and center.
You think you'd be, like, in your little cubicle waiting for the boss to walk past, then pretending phone calls, being like, no, I don't want your dirty money. Yeah, exactly. Not here. And then you hang up the phone and he walks past and you just look at him and roll your eyes and go, oh, bribes, am I right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So it's $500.
Yeah. Do I just collect this at the end of the day, or when do you give me my money for that?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, wait. No, I actually think I just realized this. I can't believe I didn't think about it beforehand. But you obviously, if you're turning down a bribe, then you're obviously bringing a perp in for something. Because if you like catch someone with drugs, say, and they're like, hey, I'll give you money if you don't say anything, and you say, nope, you can't just go and tell somebody that, because they'll be like, where's the guy?
Yeah. Then what happened? I just let him go.
Yeah.
But the problem with that is, if you're coming in and you said, oh, this guy tried to bribe me, he's always going to be like, no, I didn't, because he's going to get in more trouble. Yeah. So wouldn't you just say to everyone you brought in, yeah, oh, he tried to bribe me, and they're going to be like, no, he didn't. And you're like, well, they all say that.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's true, actually.
It still doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't really work. Maybe what you do is you do take the bribe, but then you bring it to like your officer, and you be like, hey,
because then you took the bribe.
This bribe.
I had to bring it here
to prove to you that I declined it. And then maybe that officer is like, good work. And then he just opens up the case, pulls out like 100 from it, and then he keeps the case. So maybe he's dirty. It's the senior officer that's been like getting the better deal out of it.
I don't know. It still is weird because it says they get $100 for not taking a bribe, but you still have to take that bribe to show that you.
But yeah, let's just say it's $100.
Yeah, I think I invented $100.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
But it says that they get they get a reward for not taking a bribe, but in that system, they need to actually take the bribe. Like, look what I didn't take.
Yeah, exactly. I just don't understand.
Well, if anyone else out there knows how this system works,
well, I could probably just read the article and maybe it explains it.
That's not what Reddit is about. I think.
We don't know. I don't know what else here. Anyway, I could click on it, but
nah. We don't have time, mate. We're busy with got a podcast.
I've got another one here.
Yeah. Okay.
Today I learned.
Yep.
Today I learned there was a short-lived cartoon in the 1970s called Goober and the Ghost Chasers. What do you think that is? What do you think that's based off?
Goober and the Ghost Chasers. I'm picturing in my mind like a Casper the Ghost kind of cartoon.
Not quite.
But maybe like Goober is like a monster?
Maybe it's a name of a certain thing. Anyway, okay. Goober is a dog.
Okay. And
Ghost Chasers.
Yeah.
Okay, it's based on Scooby-Doo.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah.
So in the 1970s, they came out with a TV show called Goober and the Ghost Chasers. Yeah. And it was identical to Scooby-Doo. Yep. Right? So you're like, oh, man, they'd be in trouble. Right? Basically ripping off another cartoon.
Came first?
This is ridiculous. No, it's actually from Hanna-Barbera Productions.
Oh, so they did
It's from the same company. What? That does Scooby-Doo. It's like, what?
Was one of them Hanna and one of them Barbara?
No, I don't.
The
Yeah,
other
I
guy.
don't know. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe they had a conversation one day, and they were like, "Oh, you know, what would be a good idea for a TV show or a cartoon." And then they both just sort of elaborated on the idea.
Yeah.
But somebody was like, I think he should be called Goober. I think he should be called Scooby-Doo. It's like, well, you do what you want. I'll do what I want.
Or it's like they came up, they had like a meeting and they hashed out this, this dog and his team solve ghost crimes. And then they didn't talk again. And they both went and developed it.
Yeah.
And then, he's like, I can't wait to airing Scooby-Doo tomorrow. And he turns on the TV and the other one's on. And he's like, wait a minute, what is this?
We should have spoken to each other. This is all good.
Because I have a theory with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like talking of like kids cartoons and stuff, is that was invented by them having a bunch of, like, they had pitched something and it had failed. And like, what else you got? And they just got like a bunch of words on a wall and a dart.
Yeah.
And they just went through and a couple of things. They went, I don't know, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Just as they landed on each thing, and that's how they came up with that. And then the studio went, yeah, okay.
All right, do that. Yeah. What's the first episode about? There's a...
How did they become ninjas? Throws a dart. Rat.
yeah. And then... And then there's
and
a shredder in a corner. And he's like, the enemy is a shredder.
And they love pizza. And they live in a sewer.
Yeah, that's right.
I have the same theory about SpongeBob SquarePants as well.
He
lives in a pineapple under the sea.
Yeah, that's right. And his best friend is... Oh, sorry, Swayze.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just thought that was bizarre.
Yeah,
I just thought but even like, cause like, but how does that actually happen? Like, that's the stupid version that happened. They're like, okay, they did accidentally, but they just think they're in the boardroom and they're like, "Cool, Scooby-Doo's doing pretty well.
Do it again.
Yeah.
Another one of those, please."
Yeah, but it's not even like they took it off the air. Like, oh, that had a good run. Like, let's try something else.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm sure Scooby-Doo was still running at the time. That just seems like it's very stupid. It's like, okay, what else you got? And then just nothing.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's what happened. The guy's like, "Oh, I love Scooby-Doo. What's your next one?" He's like, "It's love. The next one is a dog."
Yeah.
He's got a gang and they solve crimes. And the guy goes, "Oh, that sounds different enough."
Yeah.
And it'll be Goober.
Yeah, exactly.
And the guy's like, and it'll be different enough. And he goes, "Yep."
Yeah. Good.
And that is weird.
Okay. Good. All right. Well, the next one I have today I learned.
Yep.
I only just saw this one earlier, so very little preparation.
Presumably you saw them all earlier.
But earlier today.
Okay.
Is what I meant to say.
But you didn't see any of them in the future.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Okay. So do you know Geocache? Like geocaching?
Yes.
Have you heard of that? Yeah. So for those that don't know,
that is the thing that virgins do.
Yeah, actually, I think that's it. Yeah, that's right. So the idea is that people place hidden objects.
Yeah.
It can be whatever they like.
Virginity.
No, normally it's just a piece of paper.
Yeah.
In like a little bottle or something.
I mean,
And
I
it's
make
like,
all these jokes.
hey,
I have been geocaching before.
Yeah, and then you had sex. Okay, so yeah, people hide them around the world, and you get this app, and it tells you like where it is, and it gives you clues to find it. There's actually one at the top of Jam Factory.
Oh, really?
Like, interesting enough.
Okay, so I once had, it's a long aspiring dream to make a TV show, and I always thought it'd be great to have an episode all set around a geocache, and they're all searching for the same one, and slowly they're going mad.
That's a good idea, actually. I'd watch that.
Don't steal that.
Okay, so anyway.
Yes.
There is a geocache on the International Space Station.
Huh.
You'd be pissed, right, if you got the rest?
Yeah.
You'd be like, just one more. Oh, man, this is annoying.
Can you imagine, though, being the second astronaut that went up there? And he's like, I'll give it a go. And he opens Geocache and he goes, huh, there's actually one here. Like,
exactly,
you would be so weirded out.
yeah, that's right. That'd be pretty, it's a pretty cool idea, but like, that's very exclusive.
Yeah.
I like the idea that there was an astronaut that was just like, I'm going to be a dick.
Yeah. That it'll always forever annoy like whoever the space station is directly under at that time, above at that time. Whoever it was under the space station.
Yeah.
Like, it's right here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's right. Somewhere in like the middle of the African jungle. Someone's just like, where the fuck?
I'm at the top of this tree. It keeps telling me it's further up.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And the clue is just look up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be annoying. Okay. Well, that was a quickie.
Yes. Okay. Sorry, I didn't have more to talk to.
I don't know. That's all I got. Okay, so that was today I learned.
Yes.
Let's move on to shower thoughts.
Okay.
What is your intro now?
Shower thoughts. Had some thoughts in a shower.
Woo!
Yeah. Okay.
What is about doing like a little bit of?
Oh yes. Yeah.
Shower thoughts.
What if it's to the tune of the Decorate, like shower thoughts, shower thoughts. As I... Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Okay, that's good.
What's the premise behind shower thoughts?
So shower thoughts is just like people just think of random interesting things.
Okay. Oh yeah. So your mind wanders in the shower.
Your mind wanders in the shower.
Yep.
You're gonna get your phone out, put that on Reddit.
In the shower.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Make a mental note and then come out of it. So I actually find these really funny.
Okay.
But they might not be that
But once again, this is a thread.
Yeah, so it's a thread. Yeah, people put in their shower thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
The first one I find is like friggin' hilarious.
Okay.
Okay. Somebody wrote, whoever discovered popcorn must have freaked the fuck out. I just love that idea because it's so true.
Yeah.
You're like, how did you expect this to, like, no one thought that was going to happen. They were like, I'll just heat up these kernels. I don't like them cold.
You know what it is someone's come around and be like, did you get the food? And he's like, yeah. And he's looked around and all he had was some kernel corners. And he's like, well, we can't eat kernel corners. He's like, no, I haven't cooked them yet.
Yeah.
And he popped them into a pot and they started bursting.
Yeah.
And he has to like subdue his excitement by being like, oh yeah, no, they do that.
Yeah, that's true. That'd be brilliant.
Yeah.
That he actually has to tone it down. Yeah. Inside, he's like, oh my God. What an ingenious
But
discovery.
externally, he's just got like a little smug smile on her head, not being like, oh, you didn't know they do that?
Idiot. What do you call it? Pop.
Yeah. What do you call it? Popcorn.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right. I think there's that whole thing with a lot of food and drink. Like, who discovered that yogurt, which is essentially just milk that's gone off, is still good?
Yeah, exactly. Like that's really.
It was definitely like a uni student.
Yeah, exactly.
that cleared out his fridge.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that milk's gone bad. He's like, oh, you can probably eat it now.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
No need to do shopping.
I actually find the same with like cheese. But cheese has been manufactured, but like blue cheese. Because that's mold.
Yeah.
That that's mold.
Just, I think dairy products in general. Like someone was with a cow.
Who decided to milk a cow?
Yeah, he not only did he milk a cow, he's like, that's weird, this stuff came out of it.
Yeah.
Give that a drink.
Well,
gave it a drink and went, that's not bad.
Yeah.
And then left it and went, oh, it went all solid. Give that a quick chew.
Yeah, that's right. Well, don't you think that when he first thought about it, it was probably like in a sexual way?
Yeah.
Like, who sees teats on a cow and is like, oh yeah, I could probably get some goodness out of this.
Look, I was trying to jerk off a cow, but something wonderful happened.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right. You wouldn't believe what their sperm tastes like. Anyway, all right. So, popcorn, pretty funny. All right, the next one I have is, this one's pretty good too. I like this one. What if ghosts don't kill us? Okay, what if ghosts don't kill us? Because it would be super awkward if we came back as a ghost. That would be awkward. I'm like, hey man, come on, what would you do that for?
I don't understand fear of ghosts, like just fundamentally, because like what is their threat? Like what threat do they? Because they are transparent.
Yeah.
So they can't harm you.
Can't really do anything.
No, I mean, I know there's poltergeist, which
They
are a different kind of.
They can move a book off a shelf.
Yeah, a book. Yeah, a book. It's a Scottish one. Yeah. I move that book. Yeah. But like, what is a ghost supposed to do to you?
Yeah, I don't really understand. I've never been like, well, I don't believe in ghosts.
No, neither do I.
But even when I was younger, I don't feel like I was.
I
Actually,
don't.
That's not true.
Okay.
When I was younger, I had this. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I had a dream about a ghost, and it was haunting me or something. Yeah. I don't know. And then I woke up in the morning, and I told my dad, I was like, "Oh man, this ghost freaked me out." And my dad said, "Why don't you make friends with it?" I was like, "That's weird. Why would I make friends with a ghost?"
Yeah. Okay.
Then I went to bed that night. I had the same dream, like the same ghost.
Yeah.
And I made friends with it. I'm not even shooting you. That's exactly what happened.
But I mean, that was a dream.
Well, yeah, but
I don't want to discredit you entirely.
But I'm just saying, I obviously was at some point afraid of ghosts. But because I befriended in my dream, then I'm not afraid of ghosts anymore because I know that I could befriend them in real life.
That's true. Maybe that's the effort. They come out like they've gone through some torturous thing and they've died, and they're like, "Oh, hey," and everyone's like, "Fuck this," and they just run out the door every time they see one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably would be a bit angry.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe they just want to be loved.
Yeah.
It's like that thing, someone's recut Jurassic Park where all the velociraptors just want to say hello to everyone. And they pop their head up and go, "Hello." And they're far less scary.
That's a good one, actually.
Maybe that's the problem with ghosts is they're introducing themselves wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Hey!
I reckon that do you think, and this is a theory I've just come up with, that the whole idea of like ghosts moaning through the house and whatnot when they're haunted is definitely like a kid that was just rummaging around one day and heard his parents having sex.
Oh, yeah.
And then the dad, who's really bad at covering up, is like, "Oh, that wasn't your mum. That was a dead girl." And the kid's like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, dead girl in the house, still in limbo."
Yeah. I can just imagine him just snowballing.
Yeah. The wife's just glaring at him like, "What are you doing?"
I don't know. Well, that's like the Ricky Gervais movie, The Man Who Invented Lying.
Yeah.
How he explains how religion came about.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, there's a guy up in heaven, and up in the sky, and basically it's probably the same thing.
But yeah, I mean, I know I don't believe in ghosts. I've heard some pretty kind of creepy stories and whatnot, but there's just, I guess I need to.
I do believe in
what?
Coincidence.
Yes, yeah.
Well, people can't be like, "Oh man, I was sitting down on the couch minding my own business, and then I got a cold shudder, and then the curtains blew a little bit. Oh my god!"
Well, are you aware of
wind?
Are you aware of it's called I think it's called pareidolia, and pareidolia is a state you kind of get into when you're scared. All your senses heighten. Okay. So you're always hearing creaks in the house, and you're always hearing all this stuff, and your brain naturally makes human shapes out of things. Yeah, when pareidolia kicks in, your senses heighten, and you start not blocking those sounds out. Huh. And essentially, it says that you freak yourself out. It's like, "I'm scared," and your senses all heighten, and then you go, "Oh, what's that sound? What's that sound? Yeah. Oh, what's that shadow over there? What's that shadow?" You're always seeing and hearing all of that, but your brain's like, "It's not useful. I don't need it." When you're frightened, pareidolia kicks in and it stops doing that, and people freak themselves out. And there was a TV show called Lawrence Luang's Make Believe, and he set up a fake seance in a house. Yeah. So first of all, he made sure that no one had died in the house, but just in case, he got it like holy water sprayed in it from a priest, and exercise and everything,
just to be safe.
And then he invited everyone around. He got it off like Craigslist, the people that wanted to believe. Yeah. And they all sat in a circle, and he was actually just telling them the story of the movie Ghost. So he's like, "Oh yeah, he died in an armed robbery, and his wife still feels his presence around the house. Sometimes when she's doing pottery, and everyone's kind of believing it, and people start being like, "Oh, I felt something. I felt something on the back of my neck." And someone goes, "Oh, what was that over there?" And they're freaking themselves out, and you watch them convince themselves that a spirit is there because they're using a Ouija board Ouija boards, by the way, made by the Parker Brothers.
Yeah.
And it was originally a parlor game for like coupling. If you were interested in a lady, say, and you'd gone through the list of how to kiss her,
Like, hey,
and all of that has happened, you would put your hands on top of each other and play this parlor game. And if you were in sync, your answers would be the same. And then it sold like crap. And then
obviously
they remarketed.
Hey, I've got a crush on you, but I want to test this out first.
Yeah, I want to make sure it's cosmic. So they remarketed it as like a paranormal thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's no kind of levity or anything behind a Ouija board. And I think most ghost things, are pareidolia. People freak themselves out and their senses kick up and they want to see things, so they do.
Yeah. I can definitely imagine that.
Yeah.
When I was younger, my brothers and I were home alone. I think maybe like my parents were out with my sister or something.
Yeah.
And we heard these noises on the roof and we were convinced that there was somebody on the roof, like burglars. This is in the middle of the day, right? So it wasn't even dark. And so then my brothers, they had like army knives and stuff, like a Swiss Army knife, and there was like, I don't know, they just collected these like cool knives and stuff before. It was like maybe part of scouts or something like that. And so we had all of those out. They gave me like a butter knife. Just in case, because I was like way younger than them, and I'm freaking the hell out. And by the way, this isn't the first time this happened.
But you say that sentence, they just collected knives, like it's a really normal thing for kids to do.
Well,
they did the normal things. They rode their bike. They had a knife collection.
Yeah. They had machetes.
Yeah.
No, but I actually think like around their age. So my eldest brother is 7 years older than me. I feel like when he was younger, it sort of, I know it sounds weird, but it sort of was like, you just had a cool knife. Well, like it was definitely more of a like scouts thing.
Yeah, well, and the thing is, I can talk all the smack I want, but when I was about 10, me and my best friend, our favorite pastime was throwing a tomahawk into a tree.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm amazed we didn't grow up to be psychopaths.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, you took your anger out on your tree.
Yeah.
Luckily not on your next door neighbor.
Yeah. No, her name was Tree. So you had a butter knife.
Yeah,
and they all had their knives. And then what happens?
Just to get, and then so then, well, it was just this idea that we just freaked each other out.
Yeah, okay.
Because it was like, oh my god, we can hear something like on the roof, and then so then my parents came home.
Yeah.
And they're like, why are there knives everywhere? And
they didn't do the odd knives everywhere again.
Yeah, exactly.
Kids, am I right?
Yeah. You should be looking after this shit. Why do we have so many knives? No, but then, like, as you go up, we just knew that because we have a tin flat roof.
Yeah.
It's just birds.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
But it just comes through. It sounds like footsteps, and so it just like is that idea that we just freaked ourselves out. Thought it must be some guy on the roof trying to get in.
Because if you're a murderer, that's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Look, I'll climb on the roof.
And in broad daylight.
And get through the chimney?
Yeah.
Like evil Santa Claus.
Yeah, we didn't even have a chimney at this stage. So he would have actually had to like drill a hole through. If they had started to be like drilling, we would have been like, okay, this is a problem.
Like a Wile E. Coyote cartoon.
Yeah. Actually, although maybe what brought us to this point was, true story, our next door neighbor tried to kill
what?
2 of his partners.
On a roof?
No.
Okay.
But we had a next door neighbor that was actually a psycho, and he tried to kill 2. So I think, like, he didn't get charged or anything, but apparently he was like, he had, okay, maybe not physically tried to, but he had a knife, right, one time, because he got super paranoid and jealous because he thought his wife was like, or partner, I think at the time, was like texting somebody, probably not texting back then actually, but like, I don't know, calling
sending
some guy,
letters.
like sending letters, and she was in the shower, and so she like freaked out. It was kind of like Psycho basically, and then she freaked out, and so she ran out, and my brother was home at the time, and he was like, what the hell? And so she was just in a towel, and then my brother like took her back into our place, and they called the police and stuff, and then they went back into the house later. I think my mum went with her, and they found like he had just broken everything in the house, like full psycho. And then
Sorry. Go.
I'm like the way that you raised your finger, like, wait, we need to hear this.
No,
And then you coughed.
I was more doing it to be like, if you stop talking, we have an edit point here. We can cut it out.
Okay. Who edits these days?
That's true.
But yeah, so I like full psycho. So I think that maybe that helped the idea of us freaking out a little bit.
It's funny. This is a weird tangent we've gone on, but I have a history of slightly psycho neighbors.
Yeah.
So when I used to live in a small unit, it was like all the units were like attached to each other, and our next door neighbor was a middle-aged man, never wore a shirt, overweight, ponytail.
Oh yeah. That you just described a psychopath.
Yeah, but he would just ask you the weirdest questions. And my housemate...
Do you like the taste of metal on your lips?
My housemate Jack was coming home one time, and he stopped him. Whenever he stopped him, you're like, oh, like whenever he stopped you, sorry, you're like, oh God. And I remember, he said, he's like, where are the kids hanging out the discos these days? And
We laugh, but they were discos.
Yeah. And he's like, he was like, oh, I don't know, just there's a couple places around, I guess. He's like, oh yeah, cool. Oh, you don't know anyone that could get any like gay porn or anything, do you?
What?
And Jack was kind of like, no, not really. Oh, no, not for me. It's for my mate. He's gay. I wanted to get him something for his birthday.
What? That is so weird. Wait, how old are you at this stage?
About 19.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
this-
you're a bit... Okay.
Yeah,
did
fairly
you say
recently.
that initially and I just totally wasn't paying attention?
Probably not. I'm bad on details.
Okay, good. No, because I just imagine you being as young as I was when I
Yeah,
was telling my
right.
story
No.
before, and I was like 7. So
No,
I was like,
he wasn't.
"Holy
He
shit."
wasn't grooming him, or maybe he was. I don't know. But yeah, he was just the weirdest guy, and you could never go in his house. But all of his roofing had like tinfoil on it, and we think that he was growing drugs in there.
Oh yeah.
And he was definitely up to something. But then moved from there to a new place, which is the one that we shared.
Yeah.
And the neighbor was a real hothead.
Yeah.
But there was one time with housemate Tim, and he was shouting real bad in the morning, and I left for work. And then Tim sent me a text message saying, FYI, the cops have arrived at the house. I'll keep you updated.
Yeah.
And about 4 or 5 hours later, I texted him back and said, is there any updates? And this is what I got back. He's up a tree yelling at the cops.
Yeah. It doesn't surprise me. That guy was so weird. I remember one time when I was living with you, he didn't do anything as crazy that involved the cops. But I remember like waking up early-ish in the morning, and because he would just always have yelling matches with either his wife or his son or something. Oh, so this time was his son in particular, and I vaguely remember the lines that he was screaming out was like, "Why don't you love me?" I was like, "Oh, this is really like."
Deep.
This is really deep. Like, I actually think you're suffering from depression. This just get really depressing.
Yeah. So I've had a history. So where I live now, not so much, but I've had a weird history of people I suspect to be murderers living next door to me.
Yeah, exactly.
But never through the roof.
Yeah, well,
As we
first time
always
for
say,
everything.
as is the motto of this podcast, if you're going to murder, do it through the front door.
Yeah, that's it. If there's one thing you've learned.
Speaking of learned.
Speaking of learnt, wait, are we still on? No, we're shower thoughts, mate.
Oh, God.
Keep up.
Speaking of thinking. Yeah.
Good one.
Nailed it.
Good segue. All right. So that was the goose one. Oh, we went on a real tangent then.
Yeah,
I
sorry.
had to be like, wait, what? How was this relevant to ghosts not killing us? Because anyway, okay. So you may have heard in the news, online news,
Yes.
Elon Musk is planning to send 1 million people to Mars.
Yes.
So I think it's really interesting. He plans to do 10,000 trips of sending 100 people at a time.
Yep.
It takes 8 months to get there. And he's like, it's only going to cost $200,000 a person, which is obviously pretty expensive. But realistically, I think that's quite cheap
Yes.
because I mean he's saying like it's crazy cheap because
Oh,
at the
yeah,
moment
yeah,
if you
yeah.
want to go it's like millions of dollars.
Yeah.
If you just want to go.
Yeah.
But if you think about it like okay, you're going to Mars.
Yeah.
You're probably going to like you're probably going to be there for the rest of your life.
Yes.
He has this plan to bring people back. Like
Yeah.
he can send people back.
Yeah.
But I reckon if you're the first few hundred people,
You're probably there.
you're
Yeah.
probably there for the rest of your life. Like, let's be honest. So his idea is that if you're spending $200,000, that's like a house.
Yes.
That's quite less than a house these days.
Yeah.
Actually, it's probably US dollars. But still, even that would be less than a house.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a life choice.
Yeah.
Although
kind of.
you probably couldn't borrow money for the bank. How are you going to pay us back? Do you accept rocks?
The
Mars rocks?
knowing the banks that I'm with, being on Mars would not stop them from asking where their money is.
Yeah, exactly.
Like they would just send a guy to Mars and be like, can you have that $200,000 you borrowed? Like, oh, jeez.
Yeah, come on, mate.
So I know a little bit about this, but not much. So do you know a lot about it? Because I might ask you some questions.
I know a little bit about it.
You know about a Reddit thread?
I think,
Yeah, okay.
I think I basically told you everything I know.
Okay.
But feel free to ask whatever you like.
So Elon Musk, I know, designs the Tesla cars.
Correct.
Yes. So good thing is the rocket will be real silent.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But I know that he's naming it Heart of Gold, which is from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Sure.
So I'm all for that.
Oh,
But-
yeah, he did. Yeah.
I know he also said that there is a high possibility that people will die.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're one of these people,
yeah.
if you're one of these people that go, I mean, it's not any kind of expensive, but possibly going to die.
Yeah.
But I still think that dying on your way to Mars in space is of all the things that are going to kill you on Earth, nothing's going to be that cool.
Yeah. In fact, I would love to be the first person that died on Mars.
Yeah.
I just think that'd be cool. Like you would definitely be famous.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
You would be all over the news on Earth.
Couldn't enjoy.
First Martian dead. Oh my God.
Well, the thing is, like, if people go and live there, and they have a kid, that kid's technically a Martian.
Well, yeah.
Because there's a book, an old book called Stranger from Strange Land, pretty much about that thing. Ship goes there, crashes, they all survive, and they have a kid, and then they rescue the kid, and then everyone's after that kid because he is the first Martian. He technically owns
Is
Mars.
he allergic to kryptonite?
Yes.
Yeah, I've heard
No.
this one before.
You think of the planet Krypton.
Oh, yeah. Easily confused.
But yeah, like that, I think that's kind of interesting that
Yeah.
you would have a whole, I
I
suppose,
think I've seen that actually. Wait.
race of people, or what would it be? Like a nationality that would be Martian.
Well, yeah, that's right. Well, and see, I wonder whether you then break it down again because we're all Earthlings,
That's deep.
but
That's what that guy used to scream.
But we're from Australia, so then you would have I'm from Mars, but I'm a Borgan. Maybe I don't know. I don't know whether you'd say actually. Okay, this is a good segue leading into what I was going to ask, which is. Okay, so this is actually what got me onto it because somebody said, would you, if we went to Mars, would you implement the imperial, or we should just stick to either the imperial or metric system so that nobody gets confused? I have two things to say about that, right?
Yes.
The first one is, this guy's a moron, obviously.
Yes. Yeah.
Because the metric system is the only way to go.
Yes.
It's not a question.
Here's the difference between one of them makes sense.
Yeah.
And the other one is imperial.
It's just like, it's a different language.
Yeah,
it just doesn't make any sense.
The imperial system seems like someone made it up on the fly.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's a foot. Well, how many foot's in a mile? I don't know. 2.1.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not just,
Yeah, it's really dumb.
So, metric.
Yeah, so metric,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
It's not the question. But then that got me thinking, well, okay, if you're going to start a new planet,
Yes.
what would or wouldn't you allow? I'm going to go with the first obvious one, like guns. Like,
Yeah.
screw that.
Yeah.
You wouldn't get a gun. In fact, I think if somebody was caught with gun on Mars,
Shoot him.
shoot him.
Yeah.
Because It's justice for you. But
I think that's where the whole gun thing starts to get murky, though.
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure that's clean.
No guns.
I would definitely go for no microtransactions. I'm sick of these apps with the microtransactions.
I'm gonna say no racists.
No racists.
Maybe one.
Why?
You gotta have one racist.
He can come up with all the racist jokes that people laugh at, but don't really want to make up themselves. Because...
So what you're asking though, essentially, is like if you're starting a new planet, what from this planet do you think you could kind of cull?
Yeah.
And get rid of?
Yeah. Because
microtransaction for game is a good one.
Yeah. I just think it's like, why would you...
Here's what I wouldn't have on Mars, is those YouTube ads that you can't skip.
Oh, yeah. My God.
I mean, YouTube ads are bad anyway, but you get that they're a necessary evil. But the ones that you can't skip...
come on.
Yeah.
Like, what are they doing to us?
Yeah. The YouTube ad that you can't skip is a good example of like an irrational fear that only like millennials have.
Yeah.
Just like a one that I thought the other day is a thought that surely someone only kind of our age or younger has. And it's this feeling that I'm sure you'll be able to relate to. When you've been on your phone for ages watching YouTube or Vimeo or whatever you're watching, and you click out of it and you realize you weren't connected to your Wi-Fi.
Oh man, that's the worst.
Yeah. But it's such a new age problem that only wankers have that problem.
Yeah, definitely. I have that problem daily.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's annoying. So what are we saying? Constant Wi-Fi.
It's
If we're solving problems,
but
we may as well go with that.
All the things we're getting rid of are very small technological things like freemium gaming and non-skippable YouTube ads.
Yeah, but I'm okay with that.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
That's the world I want to live in.
No guns and stop making us pay and watch things.
Yeah.
And we're good.
Yeah. I think
apart from that, we're good here. Everything else is fine. I
think that's pretty much it.
Oh, no racists.
Oh, yeah. Well, one. Yeah. So actually, because you would create a whole new breed of racists, really.
That's
true. Because if you hated Earthlings.
Yeah. Or if you hated Martians.
Yeah. Which would suck. If you're the first Martian, if you're that first kid, you're going to get bullied a lot, aren't you?
Yeah, probably.
In school. In Martian school.
But you'd be bullied by other Martians.
Well, I imagine there might be kids that come over.
But what they say...
but they'd be much older.
They say, haha, you're born here.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you are. No, I'm not.
Hate to be naturally adaptable to the environment, idiot.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay, so my questions. Okay, so I'm merging segments here.
Yes. Okay.
So that was what would we change on Panic? Somebody said that.
Yep.
That was their shower thought.
Yep.
You know what? Realistically, that should be in the next section anyway.
Okay.
The next section is called Ask Reddit.
Okay, sure.
Ask Reddit? No.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to ask, what would you go to Mars?
No. I like things way too much.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Like, as soon as I found out there was some kind of modern luxury that I'm accustomed to that wouldn't be available, I would give up.
Like everything.
Yeah, it's like, oh, yeah, there's no dryer. You can have a washing machine, but there's no dryer. I'm out.
Yeah. No, dishwasher would be the worst for me.
Yeah.
That'd suck. No, well, see, I sort of think I would.
Yeah, like, it's tempting.
Yeah.
But it would be quite horrible.
Like,
you would go down in history books, but I'd rather not go down in history books comfortably in, like, a 3-piece lounge suite on my iPad.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. But see, I think it'd be like, like people move country or something.
Yep.
And they just want like a fresh start. They're like, I'm just gonna not know anyone, not like do anything. I'm just gonna make my own way. I actually I love the idea of that. There'd be no currency, really, when you get there. Maybe they do have something, but you wouldn't have the segregation of like super upper class rich people and lower class.
It would be
presumably everybody actually would be super rich.
It would be interesting to see.
Pay $200,000 to get there
with a fresh start. How long it takes humans to just mess it up entirely and implement those systems that keep other people down and stuff like that. Because there's one thing that humans do. It's that. It's
Yeah.
just implement these systems to like
Exactly.
disadvantage people and whatnot. It'd be interesting to see how quickly that happens because
Although-
they might come back like it took a year and a half.
Yeah, exactly.
And we had the 1% again. So they got money up there somehow. I don't know how they did it.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
They did
although-
the imperial system.
idiots. You had one job. Oh man. But there is one thing that would be good for.
Yeah.
Is that so? Elon Musk also wants to terraform the planet.
Yeah.
So make it inhabitable without a suit on or whatever.
Yeah.
Which obviously would take like thousands of years, probably
Yeah.
hundreds of thousands of years. I have no idea. But the way to do this is you essentially the way we're destroying our planet now
Yeah.
is actually how you terraform a planet.
Okay.
So you should just send a whole
Hairspray.
bunch of smokers.
Yeah.
So guys, smoke up a storm.
Yeah.
Okay, this is actually really good.
What you need
Really good for the
is like
atmosphere.
1950s greasers. So they'll be smoking in one hand, then a big bottle of hairspray in the other, like
Oh, yeah,
spraying
yeah.
their hair back.
Yeah.
But so what do you mean by that? How you terraform a planet is how we're destroying it.
So my very uneducated knowledge
Mm-hmm.
of this is that to create a atmosphere,
Yeah.
you need carbon,
Yeah.
and so we release a lot of carbon,
Uh-huh.
obviously, in the atmosphere already, and that is destroying us through global warming because carbon makes it
Okay.
hotter.
Yeah.
Which is good. And when you don't have an atmosphere because it creates one, and then there's like this sweet point basically, but so we're screwing it up at the moment. But
Okay.
if you brought that to Mars, then it'd be
It'll-
fine.
okay.
It'd be a good thing.
I think what we should do is implement a show rule to anyone listening, which is don't fact check us. Just take what we say as read, and it's all good.
I'm pretty sure this is exactly. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
And if you write us an email about it, we're just not gonna read it.
If you live by that rule, we'll live by that rule, and we'll just all be ignorantly bliss.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I prefer, actually. Like the guy in The Matrix, how he's like, hey, I want to go back into the Matrix in the first one.
Yeah.
And he's like, ignorance is bliss. I'd be that guy.
Yeah, no, pretty much.
I'd be like,
you
yeah.
know,
I
you know
just
what
wanna
I've
get back
always
into the
thought.
Matrix.
You know this scene where he's like, red pill or the blue pill,
Yeah.
either go into the Matrix or wake up, pretend it's all a dream. I would say to him, I'll close my eyes and you give me one. Because then I'll never know which one it was. And I'll always be like, am I dreaming or not? Wouldn't life be awesome?
That would mentally like screw you up. You would be like, this is the end of Inception.
Though I reckon
He's
if
spinning the coin.
if I woke up in a pod with a big octopus, I'd be like, I reckon this isn't my apartment.
Yeah, this probably isn't where I was. Yeah. I don't think that works.
Yeah, it's a
Come to
dumb
think of
theory.
it.
I'm sorry for wasting everyone's time again.
Okay. All right. So next on the Ask Reddit section.
Yes.
Oh, I briefly mentioned this one to you earlier today. Okay. Batman gets his name from a fear of bats.
Mm-hmm.
Using that logic, what's your superhero name?
Okay. So I feel like the obvious one here is like Commitment Man or something like that.
Yeah. That was a few responses.
Yeah.
Actually, I wanted to try and get up some of the responses because there was one that I thought was just
mine's probably like Erectile Dysfunction Man.
yeah. Oh man, that'd be the best.
That rash on my back man. You know?
Yeah. Okay, hold on. I want to get this.
Well, do you have one?
Okay,
do you have
okay.
a superhero that you would be?
Well, I think mine would be. I'm not too afraid of many things,
Yeah.
but I think mine would just be like death. So I'd
Death
just be Death Man, which obviously my nemesis would be pro-life guy. He'd be like, "Oh man, isn't it wonderful how the sun sets each day?" Like, "Shut up, pro-life man."
No, but
throw you
presumably
in
that
jail.
guy is afraid of life.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So he's just a
He just
depressing guy.
doesn't do anything. Yeah.
He's just moping around like, "Hey, Death Man."
So I mine isn't that cool because I do have an irrational fear, but it would make me crab man.
Okay.
Because crabs freak me the hell out.
Yeah.
And I can't stand them.
Yeah.
But crab man doesn't sound cool.
He doesn't sound cool.
Look out, it's crab man. And I have to like scuttle along on my feet sideways.
Sideways, yeah. That'd be the worst part of it. Okay, so I just got into it. And this one I hadn't seen before, but Woman Man. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
like,
that's
he's
good.
just cross-dresser.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what he does. Okay. I wanted to see one. There was one that was hilarious. Again. Oh, wait. Hold on. Found Shortcut just recently.
Oh, nice.
Okay, somebody has Batman Man.
Okay, yeah.
That would really suck. Imagine if they're in the same universe.
Yeah, like what do you dress up as?
Yeah. Like, you were my fear, but then I got over you. And then does he dress as Bruce Wayne?
No, because then that gives it away.
Everybody knows who
Bruce-
Batman is.
Batman's like, come on, man.
In the last Christopher Nolan Batman movie, basically,
Oh, he told everyone.
everybody knew who he was.
He may as well
It was
just go
ridiculous.
around the street and be like, I'm Batman. Yeah, just giving out little business cards.
Yeah. Well, I thought like as he was like flying around his ship, he was just gonna spell out, "I am Bruce Wayne."
Yeah.
Also, and then it blows up.
Weird side tangent about Bruce Wayne being terrible at keeping his secret identity.
Yep.
In the new Batman vs Superman,
Yep.
when he emails Wonder Woman being like, need your help with all this stuff and whatnot, because I'm Batman, he emails from his Bruce Wayne email address.
What?
If you're the world's greatest detective, batman@gmail.com or something.
Yeah, exactly.
I've
Anything
got
else?
2 emails on my phone. It's not that hard.
Yeah, I know. It's maybe everything he thought of was taken.
Maybe he should actually be technology man because he's just afraid of how emails work.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, hold on. Sorry, I need to find this one because I can't. I'm gonna say it wrong if I can't find it. Never amounting to anything significant. It's pretty good. Oh, come on. Yeah, there's Commitment Man. There's a few Commitment Mans. Someone's Spider-Man. Oh, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I see what you did there. Man. Okay, I might just have to. I'm just gonna have to tell you what I'm pretty sure this other one is. Policeman. Okay. It was something like unexpected pregnancy man. I just love the idea that he's kind of like rocking up in like a
pregnant belly.
pregnant belly suit.
Is he always shrugging? Be like, oh.
Yeah, exactly. It's his catchphrase.
Yeah. Look, it's unexpected pregnancy man. Ugh.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's pretty much it for our show. Okay, so we do have an AMA, which is Ask Me Anything in Reddit, but it's just going to be Ask Us Anything. But we obviously don't have any this week because this is our
So
first episode.
the idea is that people can write in and ask us any question,
Ask us anything,
no matter what.
no matter what.
Personal opinions, anything like that.
Yeah. We might not necessarily tell the truth.
Yeah.
But we can ask us anything.
Is there anything you want to know, Sam?
26 inches. Yep.
that is your calf.
Yeah.
That's a big calf.
Yeah, actually, I don't really know what else I could relate to. Anyway, so you can...
I got one.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Just give us some relationship advice.
Relationship
Just give it
advice.
Have one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's, I feel like I should be in a relationship to give advice.
Okay.
Currently not.
I've got some relationship advice. Stand face to face.
Till her lips are like Cupid's bow.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think check if she's chewing the right gum.
Yes. Yeah. Ultimately,
That's the
relationships
advice.
come down to you're like, what do you got there? She's like, I'm just chewing some 5 gum. You're like, oh, I can't have any of this.
You're rubbish. Why haven't I found somebody yet?
led to more divorces than anything.
Yeah. That's
5 gum.
yeah. Well, okay, so you can... so the email address,
Yes.
if they'd like to email us, is readitpodcast@gmail.com. Now,
Yeah.
it's Reddit, Readit.
It's clever.
It's clever.
Yeah.
It's like our name,
Plus
Reddit.
the other one was taken.
Yeah. Yeah, Reddit podcast, Readit. Somebody else has got that. So it's Reddit podcast. Not to confuse anyone.
I know you're thinking Reddit podcast, but no, this is Reddit podcast. Completely different.
You could pronounce it Read It podcast.
Hey,
Just
Read It podcast.
Read It podcast, because then you can't
But
get
not
that wrong.
REED.
Oh, yeah. yeah. Not like read in a river.
Yeah.
Man, English is so confusing.
Okay, let's clarify this. READIT podcast.
Podcast.
Yeah.
PODCAST.
Yeah.
At gmail.com.
Yeah.
By the way, our password for that is the Wi-Fi password that we've had.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I got you.
Hopefully nobody finds that out. Otherwise, I do actually have an email there. There is an email there. It's titled "Singles in Your Area." Hey, did you know there are singles in your area? Oh, it's just for me. Sorry.
What did they want to know?
Let's just say the answer was 26 inches. All right. Well, I think that's it. Thank you, Canberra, for doing the show with me. Thank you, Sam, for doing the sound.
Yes, thank you.
Sam, the sound guy.
Yes, if you have any interesting Reddit things you want us to check out, send it to readitpodcast at gmail.com. READIT podcast at gmail.com. Send us through any interesting articles. If you have any questions for us, send them away. Our way, I should say, not send them away.
And again, if you're debating anything we've said, don't send it through.
Yeah, don't fact check us. Take us at our word. Subscribe to us on iTunes or whatever you might be listening to.
Yeah.
Like us on Facebook, and then like us in real life because we need validation.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just if you see us, say, hey, I like you.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Okay, no, here's a rule. You can only fact check us person to person. If we've said something wrong,
This is good.
don't tell us unless you see us in real life.
Yeah. We're about to ruin a lot of relationships with friends right now.
Yeah. Oh, there's good relationship advice. Don't do
Don't.
that. Okay, let's wrap this up. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.